the lifestyle you have is severely impacted by the confidence you have. And the lifestyle you want is obviously severely impacted by the confidence or the self-esteem that you have. So let's talk a little bit about this, and let's talk about what kind of lifestyle would you want to have, and how is your current standing with regards to your confidence level impacting that. I think it's a really good topic to kind of work off of today. So let's get right into it, and let me say this. We all have a very specific lifestyle we want. We all have a specific wish, thought, dream, fantasy that we think about. And in order to accomplish all of that, we need to be able to be confident enough to, one, talk about it, obviously, and two, for us to accept that that's what we wish to do, that's what we would love to do. And I think more importantly, we need to have the confidence to take action to do what we want to do, to accomplish that particular lifestyle. So today I'm going to explain to you guys how somebody's lifestyle was severely changed by just boosting their confidence a tiny bit. And I think it's something that a lot of you out there who need to have a little boost to your confidence, or you're not sure if your lifestyle itself can improve. And this is, I think, a really good one for you, because it will show you that the smallest things can make the biggest differences. And in this person's case, it was all about just boosting not even their confidence as much. They actually boosted more their self-esteem. But to be honest with you, they kind of go hand in hand. So when we're talking, what I'm going to tell you guys about this, I'm going to use two people. Let's call them Jack and Jill. Now, on this channel, you guys can hear the term Jack and Jill a lot, the names, because I obviously don't want to disclose who I'm talking about. So let's talk about Jack and Jill. Jack and Jill, married couple for about 7 years. And, they're doing great. They decided they didn't want to, do anything too crazy with their life. They just worked hard to be able to do what they, wanted to do. But Jack, in one hand, was very outgoing, quite adventurous, if you will, where Jill was a lot more serious. She was much more goal-driven, if you will, compared to Jack. I mean, Jack obviously accomplished all the stuff that he was accomplishing, the things he wanted, but he was still very much interested in exploring life, exploring more things. His particular lifestyle was one that I would say is more no crap given type of mentality. He never took crap from anybody. He just went ahead and did kind of everything that he needed to do, and went to work, came home, and moved on. But with Jill, it was a little bit different story, because she was very self-conscious. She was much more, I guess you want to say, she was much more calm overall. She really didn't want to get too far involved into Jack's with Jack's buddies and going fishing or going anywhere, doing anything. So she always used to say to Jack, just go off and have fun and, do what you want to do, and then I'll catch you later type of thing. So she never held Jack back, but she also never really joined in in all of Jack's adventures in that sense. Hey guys, excuse the interruption of the video. I hope you guys are enjoying what you're seeing so far. That being said, it's really important for us to kind of let you guys know that there is a subscribe button. Please hit that subscribe button if you guys like what you're seeing so far. That notification bell is going to allow you to basically know whenever I'm uploading future videos. Your support really means everything, because, well, that's how YouTubers grow. That's how YouTubers are able to bring you just more and more content. If you like this video, chances are your friends will love it too. So consider sharing the video. Most importantly, comment on the video. Every time you leave a comment, I know what I'm doing right. I know what I'm doing wrong. I know what you guys are curious about. And I make all of my videos based on that particular I guess, ideology. So yeah, definitely really important. That being said, I also have other channels. In the description of this video, you'll find a few links. Each link has a little description of what those channels are all about, just in case you might like, well, different topics to explore. That being said, thank you so much for your support. Without you guys, we are nothing. So let's get back to the show now. And a lot of it had to do with how she felt about how people will view Jack with her around, and how people or his friends per se will view their relationship if she's not going to be doing certain things. And it became kind of a funny thing where, once they hit about the 6-year mark of their marriage, they started talking more about, hey, you know what, let's kind of have a little bit more fun. Let's try and do this, or let's try and do that. And Jack came up with this idea of going on vacation. And when Jack went on vacation, Jack and Jill, when they went on vacation, the whole vacation came by a total kind of shock. It was a very last minute decision, and Jack knew this travel agent. They couldn't really decide where to go or anything like that. So basically, Jack said to Jill, you know what, I'll call up the agent. I'll just tell her to give us something, unique or something along those lines. So sure enough, that's what ends up happening. And Jill, not being, confrontational, she just kind of wanted Jack to deal with the whole thing. So she agreed, yeah, call the agent and go ahead and do it. So what ends up happening though is, when Jack calls up the agent, says, look, we want to leave tomorrow morning. Jack and the agent, they knew each other for many years. And so he told her, like, listen, I just want an adventure. I just want something to do with my wife. She's coming with me. We want to have a lot of fun and find us a place that we can truly have a ton of fun at, something we haven't seen before. Well, they basically got, everything sent through email as everything else goes today. They got the tickets, the boarding passes, all that stuff. And not Jack nor Jill actually paid attention to this place, to the tickets. They knew the country they were going to, or like the region, but they didn't really know anything about the hotel, nor did they care to look it up. So the fun part about this story is Jack and Jill go on a vacation, and it turns into somewhat of a blessing, right? It's more of a disaster to blessing scenario. So when they get to the airport the next morning, they're both tired. And again, they don't really look at the information. They just look for the flight number and, go through the whole airport thing, right? So they get through the whole airport thing and get on the airplane and basically fall asleep all the way to their destination. It was only like a 4-hour flight, 5-hour flight. They get to their destination, they get off the airplane, pick up their baggage, go all that fun stuff. They quickly look at the paper to find out the resort's name, and then to find out like which tour bus will come and pick them up. And that's exactly what happened. The bus came, they each had a couple of beers. They were not really big drinkers, but they each had a couple of beers. And so, of course, now they get to the resort, and something seemed off to both of them. They weren't sure quite what it was. But if you've ever been to a resort, it's pretty straightforward. You go, you check in, they give you a room key, you go to your room, and, there you go. Well, when they were checking in, Jill kind of elbowed Jack a number of times and says, hey, listen, something isn't right here. Jack, just really wanting to get to his room, says, okay, well, let's get to the room and put everything away, and then we'll come on and explore. And of course, because Jill her self-esteem isn't all that great, she doesn't exactly speak up or is, more aggressive with her tone, but rather just kind of lets it go. Okay, well, They get to the room, put everything away. They get changed into their swimsuits. They figure, perfect, let's just go downstairs, jump in the pool, have something to have a few drinks and just chill out, right? Now, one of the benefits of having an all-inclusive resort, I always recommend all-inclusive anyway. So that being said, they get to do that. They change everything. They kind of gather their bearings and poof, run downstairs to the pool. They something didn't seem right, because as soon as they come up to the pool, they realize that some of the women didn't have tops on. Well, it turns out this was a clothing optional resort, which was quite amazing. Of course, Jill entered into a mass panic, whereas Jack literally was on top of the world. I guess like most of us guys would be. But Jill wasn't. Jill wasn't comfortable. Jill was very, very uncomfortable, because here's all these, women running around and some men running around, with no clothes on. And for her, she was immediately comparing herself to everyone else. Well, basically what happened is, in her mind, everything came to, at least the way it was explained to me, is that in her mind, she figured, okay, this is not good, because compared to me, all these other women look wonderful, beautiful, and, they're maybe younger or whatever, right? And so she figured, okay, well, this is not good, because, I look a certain way, and here's my husband who is able to look at all the beauty that's around them. So you can call it jealousy, but the way it was explained to me, it wasn't jealousy. It was just really the self-esteem. She wasn't worried about losing her husband. She was just more like, okay, well, he's going to be definitely paying attention to everyone else more so than her. And he made the joke, which, by the way, guys never do that, but he made the joke of saying, well, you know what? You definitely don't want this competition, so maybe you should consider taking your clothes off. And don't do that, guys. And there was no competition. There was nothing, right? So she kind of took that in a negative way as well. So basic story of this, what happened is, a couple of days went by and she was really down the whole time. It was everything was running through her mind. But the key thing that was running through her mind was just how she viewed herself, right? And how everyone else must have viewed her, because, she was one of the few people out there that didn't go, at the very least, topless, right? Maybe not bottomless, but topless. The third day, in the morning, one of the, you sit down by the pool, and she, of course, had her bikini on, and somebody that was sitting beside them, the lady started chatting with her, and that lady happened to have nothing on, right? Started chatting with her, and as her husband went off and, got drinks with the guys over at the swim up bar, Jill explained that this woman really was talking to her a lot about, I hope you're not uncomfortable that your husband bring you here against your better judgment or your wish, in a sense. And she was explaining that it was kind of weird that she felt like her husband was now being judged because she decided to keep her clothes on. That being said, she kind of let out the idea that to this other woman. Jill says, well, I actually wouldn't mind taking everything off. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just me, the way I look compared to how everyone else looks, it just doesn't, it's not, I feel like I much less than what everyone else is here. And it was at that point that woman points out that if you look around, there was age groups from basically 21 to 75. So there was a massive age group of people here in a clothing optional resort. And she pointed it out to Jill, saying, listen, I mean, nobody gives a damn. You have to live your life for you. Doesn't matter what people will look at you, of course. People will see what you have, but nobody gives a damn realistically. But as humans, we look. That's just the bottom line. And yes, there's going to be some men that will look at you and some women that will look at you. But you're not here to put on a show. You're here to live your life. Well, that's basically what, after this conversation happened, of course, she still didn't do anything. But that night, there was a show that was happening at the resort. And, she went and she was a little bit more upbeat. She was a lot more happy. And I get, this woman, chatting with this woman kind of made her realize, hey, you know what? I'm just going to enjoy this. Well, the fourth day, she absolutely shocked her husband because she went down to the pool first. And, her husband was in the shower doing his, getting ready in the morning. She was already done. She just basically went downstairs. But when she went downstairs, she decided to remove her bikini completely, right? And just relaxing there, sun tanning early morning. And of course, her husband comes down and Jack just absolutely, his mind was blown. He couldn't figure out what was going on. And it's kind of funny too, because from what Jack told me, none of the guys over there said one thing about his wife being, wearing the bikini, right? Compared to some of their wives who were not. And he was explaining that it was so funny because later after she told him how she got to this point, he didn't even realize that it was such a big impact on her. But going back to this day, again, like I said, when he goes down, sees his wife basically on her back, just enjoying, soaking up the sun, his mind was blown. And the weirdest part to the whole story is when before her husband came down, there were a couple of males that passed by, of course, and they looked, and she caught them looking. And she had no reaction to it. She she almost she felt good that somebody was checking her out, But they weren't checking her out. They were just looking. They're passing by. You're going to look. And she told Jack something very interesting. And she said, my confidence and my self-esteem has held us back so long. And majority of the problems have actually been the way I dress. I never wanted to come across in society to your friends, to your family, as somebody who is, dressing provocatively or anything. But I have always wanted to do it. Deep down, I always wanted to do it. And it came to this point to make it happen. It's amazing to me that these kind of things exist. So I think the moral of the story for all of you out there is, it doesn't matter what people think. Do what you want to do. Have the confidence and the self-esteem, not for others, but for you. Because when you have it, you'll keep it. And a lot of cool things start happening. A lot of amazing things will start happening. I'll catch you guys on the next video. This is too long of a video, so I'll catch you all on the next video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comment section your opinions, and I'd love to read your comments. That being said, you're all the best. Your support means everything to me, so I'll catch you on the next one. If you guys like these Jack and Jill stories, I actually happen to have way too many because I deal with a lot of my friends and a lot of my acquaintances, and I find for some reason I attract a lot of people where they tell me their life story. Now, this particular couple, I did tell them I wanted to make a video on this, and they said, go ahead, as long as, of course, I don't mention their name. I never will, so don't ever ask me. All right, catch you on the next one. Bye.